live. Today I have the honor of interviewing Elle. The Brooklyn, New York native has been taking stages by storm. She recently performed at New York Fashion Week and she'll be performing at South by Southwest in March. We're going to invite her in, talk to her about her career, her singles, what she's currently working on, and future plans. Let's go ahead and bring her in.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you so much. It is an honor to have you on the Cristopolis show. I've spent the last couple of days listening to your discography. I'm blown away. I wanted to talk to you about everything you've got going on. Why don't we start with New York Fashion Week, where you just performed, you were just on the runway. Talk to us about that. Peace, everybody. We're going to go ahead and bring in JL.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what just happened.
No, it's good. Can you see me?
Oh my God, what happened? Yeah, so New York Fashion Week, it was exciting. It was different for me. So I was scheduled to walk in the shows and also perform.
Yeah.
So, the performing part was cool for me. I'm just like, it's my thing, whatever. But the walking part, being a model and, all the behind the scenes, all the production and how all that works, not my world at all. So I was just like, oh no, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So it was definitely an experience that I can check off my
Your
things to do
bucket
with
list.
my bucket list. Yes, exactly.
I could tell from your music videos, from your photos, from your whole style, you love fashion. So it must have
I
been
love
really
fashion.
awesome. Yeah.
Absolutely love fashion. Yes.
So in the performance, can you talk to us about, for the people who weren't there, who did not get a chance to see your performance, and you walk on the runway, what was that like?
So I'll have to backtrack for the walking, right? All the things behind the scenes, the trying to get looks, all of that, getting everything together. The production part was crazy. But as a kid, my sister's into fashion and she used to make her own designs and all that stuff. So of course she needed people to be her models. And it was me and my friends. And so we used to literally have to walk with books on our heads. And if the
Practicing.
books fall, you got to start over again. So the walking part was fun for me. It was nostalgic for me. It was something that I'm very familiar with. So that was fun. But yeah. So anybody who know me and has seen me like in person, they know I got that fierce walk. So
Yeah,
last time shot for me.
that's awesome.
So that part was fun. That part was definitely fun. The performance part, always. I like to have fun with my performances. I don't take myself too seriously. It's just like, go out there, have fun, connect with your audience. So that's pretty much what I did. I gave my JL music my JL music energy like I always give it. And
Yeah.
my little comedy in the in betweens like I normally give it. And so it was just all good energy. New York energy, I'm from
Yeah.
Brooklyn, so it was just all New York energy. And it was really good. It was dope.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And you've got a big show coming up at South by Southwest. That's like the
Yes, so
biggest music festival in
yes,
America, I think in the world. People travel from all over the country, all over the world to get
yeah,
on South by Southwest.
yes.
You're performing there in March. Can you talk to us about that?
So yeah, so South by Southwest is a really big festival. It's down in Austin, Texas. And there's a lot of different other festivals that are in conjunction with South by
Yeah.
Southwest, down on 6th Street, downtown, all of that area. So I'm performing five, maybe six actually, five for sure, maybe six performances
Wow.
throughout that week. And so it's just gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of jail music, a lot of energy, and so it's exciting. It's definitely exciting for me. Getting first of all, I love Texas. So that's within
Yeah, I
itself.
was gonna ask you, are you familiar with Texas?
I am familiar with Texas. I'm more familiar with. I've been to Houston a few times.
Mm.
San Antonio. I've never been to Austin, so this is something different. But I do love Texas. Get to go out and meet up with some new people, network. All of that is part of it, right? Like that's the fun part. Doing the shows is absolutely like a given, a hands down. But
Yeah.
networking with new people, meeting new people, is nothing like it. So I'm excited.
Yeah. What's major, you've been crushing it as an
Thank
indie. You've released a series of mixtapes,
Yes.
amazing hit singles with incredible visuals,
Thank
performing, South by Southwest. We talked about New York Fashion Week. You've performed at S.O.B's in Manhattan.
Yes. Yes.
A lot of people get signed or get major connects at South by Southwest. It's known for that.
Yeah.
I know people that have gotten signed through performing at South by Southwest. As an independent artist, as somebody who's been grinding, has a well-oiled machine behind them, what are your goals? What are you trying to actually do in the next step of JL's career?
Yeah, for me, it's about, getting to that next step, doing it as independent, doing it, by yourself. And it takes a lot, it's trial and error. Some of, you live and you learn. A lot of it is trial and error. And then, you start to put the pieces of the puzzle together. And that's like the team, producers and videographers and PR people and marketing people. And all of those things start to come together once you start to show people the vision and they start believing in your vision just like you believe in it.
Yeah.
And you start putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And so for me, it's like we move it to the next step. I hope to, again, like I said, network with some people and to, get the eye and attention of, people and just make it go bigger. For me, it's like people ask me the question all the time, like, do you want to sign with a major label? If a major label comes to me and says, JL Music, we want to sign you, I'm not gonna be like, good job. I'm not gonna say that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just like it just all depends on. It has to be the right situation. I would absolutely love to have the opportunity. Absolutely love to have that time to talk and negotiate. And it just have to be the right situation. And that's for anything in life. It could be great and amazing, but it could just not be for you. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm looking to network.
You've got a dope website, jlmusic.com. Yeah. And people can find all of your music, your videos.
Yes.
It's all there.
Yes.
But you recently announced that you're dropping new merch. Talk to us about the new JL merch, how people could get it, what you got coming on along with the merch.
Yes, so the official launch date is, I'm actually going to set a countdown today on my Instagram. So it's February 28th. So it's the end of the month. It's leap year, so it's one extra day. But, the end of February, that's the official launch date for the merch site. I'm really excited about that. So I think we actually did like a little sneak peek of one of the
I saw it. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, and so I'm actually I think I'm going to wear one of the shirts so people can see like, what it looks like, how it fits and that sort of thing. And then so for that piece, that's the logo collection. And basically it's just my logo across, t-shirts or whatever. And then there's something special. That's a special collection. And so we're gonna slowly reveal that too. And then the full reveal obviously on the 28th. So I hope everybody, go support your girl,
Yeah. So tune in, subscribe. We're gonna have little sneak peeks coming and the full reveal on the 28th of the new merch line.
That's right.
That is awesome. So when you first came out, you started coming out with mixtapes, right? You got Insta Fame, right? I saw the Notorious J, right? And so talk to us a bit about, your philosophy on releasing music, how you did the mixtapes. Talk to us about some of these mixtapes and then what you got next, in regards to projects.
Absolutely. So for me, it was about, I had gone and when I first started doing music, I was in a girl group.
Okay.
And I actually loved being in a girl group. I thought it was just like the best thing ever. But, catty personalities, momagers, it just was a lot. I'm going to leave it at that. It was a lot. And so I was just like, I don't want to do this. So I'm like, maybe I'll do something solo. So I started writing for myself and, trying to do those sorts of things. I had actually got signed and it was just kind of like, it wasn't a good situation. So both parties decided to go their separate ways. And I was just like, you know what? I was kind of jaded a little bit. I was just like, yeah. But, when something is a part of you and you're so passionate about it, you can't just walk away from it. You could try. You'd be like, I'm not doing that. But then it's just like, nah, maybe I'll give it another try. So it was kind of like that.
Right.
And for me, it was just like, at the time, I didn't have producers. I didn't have a team. I didn't have anything. It was just me, my thoughts, and my, my singing. And so it was just like, you know what? I want to put out something that speaks to me and speaks to my experiences right now at this point. A lot of times people don't understand that when people's music changes, it's because a lot of times it's personal, and you don't feel the same way all the time for your whole life. You know what I mean? Things change, situations change, your feelings change, your thoughts change, your mind change. You grow, you different, you go in different directions. And so I wanted to express myself the way it was for me in music at that time. So, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do something. And so that was the birth of Insta Fame. I wrote with my brother on that project. My brother's a dope writer. Shout out to Adrian Rockstar.
Yeah.
And it was just so good. Like, I had a really good time. My cousin, she is a super dope vocal arranger, harmonies, dope singer. She did a lot of my backgrounds with me, a lot of vocal arrangements. So it was just like it felt like home, because it was just us. We were doing what we normally do, but we were just like, we're going to make a project out of it. And it was just so fun because it was the first time I had ever done that. I was scared. I was nervous. I was just like, you know what? I never let people really hear my writing. Yeah. So it was just kind of like a scary thing, but I did it, and a lot of people liked it. I got so much good feedback from it, and I was just so excited about that. That was my first project. And
that
then
was Insta Fame.
Yes, that was Insta Fame. And then so I was just like, you know what? I didn't want to create all new music all the time, because I was just like, you know what? I'm just coming up. I don't want to release all of this new material, original material, and then it's not getting the visibility that it needs. Right. So I'm like, I'm going to try and still create music, still create songs that I love, but I want it to be something that, for me, I felt like people like things that are familiar to them. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to create, my next mixtape is going to be radio. I'm going to take some songs that I love, that you can hear on the radio, and I'm going to JL mix them up, that JL mix. And so that was radio. And that was actually a series. I did Radio 1, Radio 2. I was supposed to do Radio 3. I haven't gotten to it yet. The people that are real diehard JL music fans are like, we still waiting for Radio 3.
And is that where like the queen of the remix comes from?
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly where that comes from. And then same thing with the Notorious J. Again, I'm from Brooklyn. So much love to Notorious Big, and super major fan of Big. And I was just like, you know what? Let me just do some songs. Oh, some Biggie songs. So people really like that too. And you know why? Because it speaks to the hip hop and R&B. People love that together, especially when it's coming from women. Shout out to Mary J. Blige, who is the innovator and the queen of that. And so it's just like something that really set well with me, and it just pushed me into hip hop. I was kind of afraid. I always wanted to do hip hop. I was just kind of afraid to be like, are people take me serious if I do a rap song, do a rap record? And so I was just like, you know what? If they do or they don't, it's there, So I just started to learn to not be afraid and just put out what you love. And so that's what I started to do.
That's really
dope. Then that brings me to The Wait Is Almost Over, the last mixtape that I did, which is a mixture of covers and original records. It's like half hip hop, half singing. So I had a really good time, a really fun time creating.
And that one's about a year ago.
Yes. Yep. Yes.
Yeah. It's really dope.
Thank you.
And so what are the thoughts? Are you going to do, like Radio 3 next? Are you going to come drop the album? Like what, I know you got, because you're coming out 2024, New York Fashion Week, South by Southwest, new merch, website's looking right, you're looking right, you're ready to, ready to do it all. What's coming next in regards to like project singles and that type of thing from JL?
Yeah, so I, just for the sake of the people who've been riding with me for so long, I have to do Radio 3.
Yeah.
So Radio 3 is going to be in the works. I haven't started on it yet, but Radio 3 is a must. And for now, I think I'm just going to focus on doing singles for now. Yeah. Until, I figure out what my situation is going to be longer term. And then, because I want to make sure I'm not working on a project now, and then, I get into either a label deal or a label partnership, and then we change direction. So I just want to make sure that, everything's everything. Yeah. So right now I'm focused on singles. So any producers out there want to work with me, let me know. I'm working on some singles.
Well, that's
And
a really
yeah.
good. This is like a good moment, right? If a booking
Yes.
agent, a label, a
Yes.
producer, another MC, another
Yes.
singer, if somebody wants to collaborate with
Yeah.
you, what's the best way for people to reach out to JL?
The best way is to I have a booking email, but you can book directly at jlmusic at gmail.com, or you can go through booking at jlmusic.com. But the easier one is just my name at gmail.com, jlmusic.com. So
Okay.
that's the way to get to me. I promise all of your emails will be responded to. I won't personally be responding to them, but they will all be responded to. And yeah, I'm definitely looking to work with new people. That's so exciting for me. And writers.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a huge critical piece is like, songwriters
Yes.
are everything. And songwriters and music producers,
Yes.
right? That combination.
Yes.
Is super important. Now,
Absolutely.
you actually come from a family of creatives, right? And
Yes.
you grew up performing Friday nights in your
Yes.
living room in Brooklyn with the city in the background, with family
Yes.
around. You have a lot of family help in different projects you've done. We talked
Yes.
about your brother, your cousin doing backup vocals. Talk to us
Mm-hmm.
about the creative environment in which you came up in.
Man, it was just like everything for us. Like that was really our first introduction into entertainment, because we were the entertainment for my parents, on Friday nights and their friends. It's just like, oh, listen, the kids gonna do a talent contest for us, talent show for y'all. So that was just,
That was the
we was
entertainment. Yeah, you had to be ready.
we had to be ready. We was overpaid and underworked, y'all. But that's another story for another day. But yeah, that was really for us. That was so normal. That was just our normal weekend. We had to get ready for it. We got ready for it during the week. Listen, okay, them dance contests. We had to make sure our steps was
That's
together, our moves
right.
is right. So yeah, after school, after homework, we was just like we gotta get ready for Friday. That was
Yeah.
that was our thing. And yeah, it was just amazing. And just being from New York, there's so much, that's so much culture, so much
Yeah.
everything, everything. You can get some of everything being in New York City.
Yeah.
And so it was just a really good childhood, dope experience, and a real good introduction into entertainment in
Yeah.
the industry, period.
Yeah. Were your parents or aunts, uncles, were they creatives in any way?
Well, my dad used to be in a band. My dad used to be in a band in his younger years. My mom sang in church. My aunt sang in church.
Wow.
Pretty much a lot. All of my mom's brothers and sisters and her, they all sang in church.
Yeah.
My dad was in a band. Cousins sing. Um, yeah, so it was just like a lot. Like I told you, my sister was into fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just everything. I mean, we would literally sit there and make up TV shows. Like, you know what I mean? Like we would make up TV shows and we would record them, and so we entertained ourselves for
That's
sure.
awesome. What part of Brooklyn are you from?
I'm from East New York. Shout out East New York.
Shout out East New York. So much talent. I mean, it's funny, like I'm in LA. I'm not particular to New York, right? Like, but there's so much talent coming from Brooklyn
Yes.
on the show because it's such a hub. It's such a creative hub. You
Yes.
gotta have grit. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? You gotta find your identity and your voice.
Yes.
And the people who do, like yourself, right? They come out and they make moves and they make waves. If
Yeah,
there was
absolutely.
if there was a producer, right,
Hmm.
that you can have the opportunity to work with, who's on your short list?
Oh, oh man, it's so many. Okay, so I would have to say, and this is because I'm a super major Brandy fan.
Yeah.
Roddy Jerkins for sure. I know that's not a
Yeah.
name that people will probably expect me to say, but definitely Roddy Jerkins for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's so
good.
many though, like Mike Will made it, and it's just so many people.
No, that's good. And it's good to kind of narrow it down and be like, listen,
Yeah.
you hear this, right? Look
Yes.
a sister up.
Magic. Oh.
Yeah. And then in regards to like hip hop, like to rappers, female or male, if there was somebody that you could work with or the short list, who's on it
Oh
for you?
my God. All of them. I'm a big proponent. I love women. I'm a big proponent of, girl power and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So all of them,
Yeah.
Cardi, Megan, Nicki, uh, Lil Kim. People used to tell me that I used to look like Lil Kim. So,
No,
that's
well,
not, that's, come on,
like, and
twin.
then you got the
Come on,
notorious
twin.
Jay, right? And it was like,
Come get
in the
me,
music
twin.
video you did the Get Money.
Yeah, Coi Leray. I love Coi Leray. I think she's so super dope. Just all of them. You know what I mean? Ice Spice. Like they just, I love women. I love women doing their thing, and it's just dope to me.
Yeah.
But I do love male rappers as well. Male artists. Period. Like he's not a rapper, but I need to do a song with Tank. His writing, I love his writing. I love his singing. He brings something different to some backgrounds. It's like if you want your song to sound alive, you need Tank on the background. So
Yeah.
Tank,
Yeah.
yes,
Absolutely. When we started off the show, we talked about how you performed at New York Fashion Week. You've got an upcoming show at South by Southwest.
yeah.
You've performed at places like S.O.B's. What other places would you like to perform at? Whether it's, in NYC, there's so many famous venues there,
Yeah.
or other places across the country. What places do you want to get to and make sure that they get a chance to hear and see JL?
Listen, I love LA. So listen, if I had an opportunity to perform at anywhere in LA, that would be dope for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Again, Brooklyn girl. The Barclays Center is A1, number one on my list of places to perform. And I'm gonna get there. So I'm not worried about that. I know I'm gonna get there. It's just I gotta keep putting in that work. I'm at that place where I feel like I'm doing a lot, but I need to go harder because it's so much that I'm striving for, and so that's probably my number one place
Yeah.
because it's gonna be like a homecoming for me. You know what I mean? To perform at the Barclays Center, so
Yeah.
it's just like
Absolutely. In Brooklyn, one of the Brooklyn natives. I think you
yes.
do awesome in LA. You got the whole, and you look,
I love LA. So
yeah, and you look good on camera. You think
thank you.
visually. I could tell by your music videos, the outfits, right? The whole fashion leaning
Yeah.
ness of your look. When you do a music video, how does that work for you? When you have a song and it's completed, you're like, I want to do a visual for this. Do you
Mm-hmm.
already have an idea of what you want that visual to look like, or do you work, with the director and that's how you guys put together the music video? How does that work with you? What's the music visual
Yeah,
aspect
so
of it?
it's a little bit of both. For me, I like to I say this all the time. I like to let people do what they know how to do, and I
Yeah,
stick to doing what I know how to do. I know how to make a song. I know how to sing a song. I know how to, and I like to let other people do what it is that they know how to do. So if there's a director and they're like, listen, this is the visual I have for this. I think this would be dope. I think this is a good idea. I usually run with it. I usually roll with it and say, okay, let's do it. But when I say it's a balance of both, it's like I'll also say, okay, let's roll with it, but I want to do this or I want this to look like that. So it's always like a collaboration.
yeah.
Yeah.
We mentioned it before, right? But I saw 88 Blessed Beats in here, who's a dope producer, working with a lot of the major hip hop artists. If people want to send you beats, if they want to connect with you, how do they go about doing that?
Yep. jlmusic@gmail.com. I promise you,
And
you're gonna find me
you're looking for
there.
beats. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's really awesome. As we begin to wrap up, where can people find you? What are the, social media sites that you're most active on? What's the right way to go about connecting with JL if they want to follow your journey?
Yes. If you want to follow my journey, we're right here on Instagram. I'm an Instagram head. I'm usually on Instagram all the time. So make sure you follow me here. You guys can probably see my at name is JL the Boss on here. Also on Twitter/X is also JL the Boss. I like to tweet a little bit, a little tweety tweets. It's a little fun.
Mm-hmm.
But my Facebook and my TikTok are both JL Music, and my YouTube is JL Music as well. And again, you can go to my website, jlmusic.com. And later on, make sure y'all stay tuned because later on this month at the 28th,
Mm-hmm.
I will be releasing the site for my merch. So you guys gotta stay tuned.
So is the merch gonna be like a standalone website, or
Yes.
will it be okay? So it's gonna be a standalone, like a brand.
Yes.
It's like its own
It's its
brand.
own thing. Yes. Yes.
That's so dope.
It's so
You
exciting.
have an
Thank you.
amazing 2024 coming. You got
Yes.
South by Southwest in March. a new clothing line in March, right?
Yes.
You just did New York Fashion Week.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have singles coming in 2024. I can't wait to see everything that's going to happen for you in this
Thank
new
you so
year.
much.
I'm cheering for you. I'm rooting for you.
Thank
I'm going
you.
to be keeping up to date. And I know the big things are coming for you in 2024.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. This was great. I love your energy and I appreciate it so
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you for being on the show. And I'll see you at the top.
Yes.
All right. Salute.